What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video, and today we see a crazy trade kind of just out of left field. We see Rudy Gobert being shipped off to the Minnesota Timberwolves in exchange for multiple first-round picks: Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverley, Walker Kessler, Jared Vanderbilt. And I love this trade immediately, kind of for both teams. In all honesty, we see Rudy Gobert being a guy that is a multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year award winner in this association, winning that award 3 times. But one of the biggest concerns for him is the huge contract that he has, how long-term it is, and just his fit being really an only rim-protecting center. He's not really able to do much. He doesn't score the ball really well. So besides his rebounding and defense, he's kind of a mysterious player out there. He doesn't score for you. He's good in the pick and roll, but he doesn't have a super explosive game. So it's interesting to see how this is going to work in Minnesota. Yes, they do have one of the best centers in the league in Karl-Anthony Towns. So I think having a lineup with Karl-Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert as your twin towers down low is crazy. 2 7-footers that are pretty much the exact opposite. Karl-Anthony Towns is one of the best, if not the best, three-point shooting big that we've seen of all time. And then Rudy Gobert, he's the complete opposite. He stays down in the paint. He blocks shots, gets rebounds. Karl-Anthony Towns is not known for his defense. And it's going to be really interesting to see kind of how the traditional big that just blocks shots meshes with a guy that can stretch the floor for you. You kept D'Angelo Russell in this trade, which is huge. They're going to be having a lot of salary under the books for the next few years, so that's a bit crazy. Anthony Edwards is a blossoming young star in this association, so it's crazy to see how this is all going to work. You just got Kyle Anderson the other day. You're still going to have Jaden McDaniels on this team, Naz Reid, Taurean Prince, Jalen Noel, Jordan McLaughlin. So you got a good team still. You have some youth. You have some veteran leadership. Yes, you did trade away some of your very important pieces of your Minnesota team last year. That being your Malik Beasley, your Pat Williams, or your Patrick Beverley, your kind of locker room characters, your really good defensive players, but you get one of the best defenders in the league in return, that being Rudy Gobert. It is going to be a little bit interesting to see how Rudy Gobert fits into that system. I think it's going to be a little bit rocky potentially to start because we don't really have those twin tower sort of lineups in the league anymore. Especially with kind of polar opposites. Like we know in Cleveland we have Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, and that worked out really well for them when the entire team was healthy. So I think there's a lot of potential there. I think there is definitely going to be a little bit of sort of chemistry lost in that Utah Jazz organization. I think this kind of sets up a Donovan Mitchell trade nearing this offseason. I think the Utah Jazz are most likely going to be going in the direction of a rebuild. I don't see them trading away one of their star players in Rudy Gobert, keeping Donovan Mitchell. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me, especially because the Utah Jazz are going to be getting first-round picks. They're going to be getting kind of younger guys and veteran guys that are going to be on the last year of their deal. So they're going to most likely be going into this sort of rebuild stage. Donovan Mitchell most likely will be headed out on the horizon. I could definitely see him going to a contender, possibly like the Heat. They might be in trade conversations with the Brooklyn Nets. Excuse me, fumbling over my words a little bit. But I want to see them go young. I want to see them get picks, just acquire future assets for Donovan Mitchell, or keep him as your kind of cornerstone. But I just think by the time you start to get and turn those picks into something, you're going to have to cash out on it eventually, and I don't think Donovan Mitchell is really going to be that guy maybe 4 or 5 years from now if you're going to be rebuilding for the next few years, trying to get these picks, trying to be a bottom team, trying to cash out on these young players and young assets that you have. So it's going to be interesting to see. I do have the pick details here, I believe. It looks like they are landing 4 first-round picks, which is crazy. 4 first-round picks is a lot for Gobert. And then they got a huge return also with Jared Vanderbilt, Malik Beasley, and Patrick Beverley. So you got a good role players on that team as well. And 4 first-round picks is a ton. Is it a bit much? It could potentially be. this is going to be very interesting to see because that is a huge return for a guy like Rudy Gobert. I think it's a lot, in all honesty. There is a quote, excuse me, right here, by Anthony Edwards talking about the best rim protectors in the league. And then Anthony Edwards said that Rudy Gobert, he could always finish on him. He doesn't put any fear in his heart. I don't know why, but hey, now he doesn't have to go up against him. I think that's just that winning, sort of funny Anthony Edwards mentality that we have. I think within the next few weeks, you will see a Donovan Mitchell trade to either Miami or I think to the New York Knicks. I think the New York Knicks is the best suitors for Donovan Mitchell right now. Go back to your hometown. Born and raised in New York City, so why not go to New York? I think they have the assets to potentially trade for him. I'm not sure if they still have money right now to really match it, especially with just getting Jalen Brunson. But what a return for Utah. I think they got a great sort of direction now. All these first-round picks, the protections on these picks are as follows. A 2023, 2025, 2027 unprotected pick and a top 5 protected 2029 pick. I think that is the first 2029 pick I've ever seen be traded so far. 2023, 25, and 27 first-round picks unprotected has potential. There's something that could be there. I mean, I don't think Anthony Edwards is going to be a guy to really be able to sort of prevent his team from being bottom 5. I think he is good enough as a player. Same with Karl-Anthony Towns and now Rudy Gobert to not be a playoff team. I think this kind of locks them into that playoff mode. I don't think we'll be seeing them anywhere near the play-in tournament next year. I think they have potential to be a top 4 team out west. But this is very interesting. I like how the Utah Jazz are now getting a good return. I think they could fully go into this rebuild mode. And I'm super excited to see what they could do. If Rudy Gobert is not able to kind of mesh into that All-NBA defensive player as he is, I think it's going to be a huge problem for them. We know he's making $45+ million for the next few seasons, which is a ton of money. And I hope this doesn't really hinder the future that the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to have with Anthony Edwards, who you are going to have to pay eventually. Karl-Anthony Towns, I know you just paid him the other night. So having 2 centers on your team making $40+ million is a bit of interesting. One more thing I just want to point out before I wrap up this video is 3 first-round picks were traded for DeJounte Murray, 5 first-round picks for Rudy Gobert. It's going to be really interesting to see what Kevin Durant gets. Because if you're trading 5 first-round picks and good assets for Rudy Gobert, it's going to be crazy to see what a guy like Kevin Durant gets. I am going to be keeping you guys updated with the Kevin Durant news. I am going to be keeping you guys updated with some more free agency news. Quick little recap. Some of my favorite signings and some of my favorite trades have been the Sacramento Kings, who are on the screen right now, have had a really good offseason so far, acquiring Kevin Herr. I really like that for them. I really do like what the Boston Celtics have done, trading away pennies on a dollar, really, for a guy like Malcolm Brogdon, great veteran point guard who I think is a little bit underrated. He'll fit right into that Boston Celtics organization. Philly got a nice little PJ Tucker. Bradley Beal is staying in town. Shout out Zach LaVine. He's staying in town, got his bag. Shout out Lou Dort for getting his bag as well. This is my boy right here. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, I will be doing a full entire, probably grading every single free agency signing once the kind of top guys are off the books. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, subscribe if you are brand new, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.